I'm almost 40.
Yeah.
So I think we kind of share the era. How old are you, by the
I'm
way?
29.
29. Oh,
Yeah.
you're fucking a young baby.
Yeah.
But, you know, you DJ with an old soul. I mean that as a compliment.
Yeah.
I mean it absolutely as a compliment. But for someone as young as you are and you get into everything underground with the golden era spirit, like, was there like a band or a group, or was it a particular movement that got you into the underground scene?
I think when I started DJing, I came up through Scratch Academy, and I think just being around the DJs who were there, Mr. Chalk, DJ Hoppa, DJ Hideo, OGs, you know, and then that was their shit. So can I cut? Yeah.
Yeah, cut.
And that was their thing. And then so that just was like super, I was just getting it from all angles as far as some old school flavors. And then while we were there, I was interning too, and we used to pop on DVDs. And so we used to watch like Brain Freeze, Product Placement, and all these like 45, like kind of, you know, specializing in 45 collecting. And so I would be like, why are these songs so popular? And then it was like, oh, because such and such sampled this and such sampled this joint. And I think that's just kind of how it came up, is just I got into hip hop first, and then I got into funk through just being at Scratch all the time and hearing all these DJs playing all this golden era shit that was super tight. And then very new to me, because I didn't really start getting into any of that until I was 19 or 20, so about 10 years ago.
So what were you listening to before the Scratch Academy?
Oh man, I was listening to like K-rock and like classic rock and very, very high school cliche, smoking weed and listening to like Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd and thinking I knew something about music. And then about senior year, I got hip to like Hyro. And I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
Northern Cali.
Yeah, dude. And then I didn't even get hip to like J5 or some local groups until after my senior year in high school. I was in Northern Cali at that time.
It's funny because in '89 was when I was introduced to hip hop. You know, I knew about the Beastie Boys because then it was East Coast living, but I was big into like post-punk, ska, reggae. But when I got into like hip hop, it was like Brand Nubian and Tribe. I almost let go of everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think like, so did you fuck with like Kurt Cobain, that whole grunge scene?
I mean, I guess, but I was very basic though. It was whatever. There was no desire for me to go hunt and find music. You know, back in the day, but when I was in high school, anything that was just kind of coming at me through friends' CD catalogs in the cars, because everyone had huge CD booklets. And I fucked with Kurt and Nirvana, of course, man. I was a huge Nirvana head, and I still kind of vibe to some of their stuff, you know, but not so much anymore. More so, I'm stuck in Soulville, and I just can't get out of that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I think Abraham interviewed you.
Mm-hmm.
I think in 08 or 09.
Okay.
And a lot of that was emergent to me discovering how the tide of hip hop, like me being Asian, and there's people that are non-blacks that consume hip hop culture so strong from like 94 up. You know, it was consumed so strong. And then for someone like you to go like, you know what, man, I'm going to go to Scratch Academy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what was that? What was that like? Was it overwhelming? Was it good and too much?
That was such a new thing. You know, I had tried to play guitar when I was 13 in junior high, and I had tried to pick up instruments. And I have a family member, a cousin, his name is Brian, and he's someone who I have tremendous respect for. And at the time, I had all these CD booklets. You know, I had all this music, and my cousin was like, yo, man, why don't you go and check this place out? You know, whatever you don't like it, it's only 6 weeks. You keep it moving. You can still go to school, PCC. And then I went, and on our first, I had never touched a turntable. I was 19.
Wow.
That was January 8th, 2006. And I remember touching turntables. Mr. Chalk and DJ Hoppa were there teaching us, and they popped on that movie Scratch. And I swear to God, man, as soon as that was it. If you ever talk to people and they're like, I saw this movie and it changed my life, or this artist, or this and this and this, that movie for me really set my life's course in a new direction. And not even a new direction, in a single direction, because I was just floating around 16, 17, 18, 19, not having any clue like what the fuck I wanted to do.
Right, because, you know, for people who are involved into underground culture, whether albeit be graph writing, anything digital, like cinema and film, the 8 to 5 corporate culture isn't really for you. And sometimes you spend the longest time searching for that. And, you know, as you were developing your skills at scratch, and then you intern and you become a teacher assistant, what helped you or what changed from that point? Because I'm sure there's something you relearned or you fine-tuned from being a student to
just man,
teaching.
I'm telling you, as soon as I saw that movie, I was there every day. I live in Pasadena, and at the time I was driving like this V8 silly car, and it cost so much money to go from Pasadena to the west side because it's off of Sepulveda and Pico, the Scratch Academy. And I was just determined, man. I just was heavily fucking with this. Like, I just wanted to immerse myself every day with these other individuals. And then at the time, I wasn't, like I said, man, I wasn't doing anything else. So I was just always there. And then I got real inspired by the kind of community aspect that was happening, where it was all these people from all these different walks of life coming to this school to maybe fuck with music.
Right.
They're just, a lot of people, they're in and out. They're not doing it, but all of a sudden every few semesters there's a clique that happens, and I got involved in one, and I would watch and develop these other cliques that were happening. And I just noticed the more I was there, the more I would be practicing, and I was practicing and I was practicing, and I was just helping people. And eventually they were like, yo, you should just be helping us teach. And I was like, okay, this is great, because it doesn't do anything but help me be a better DJ too.
What was the difficult part, or the technical difficult part in learning how to DJ? For some people it's blending. For some people it's mixing or scratching.
I think everybody is different. I think scratching for everybody can be a little difficult. I think some people gravitate towards it, but I think a lot of it is, I think it's just practice. I think you just need to practice, because they really have it down to it's almost like a very elaborate PowerPoint. It's like, this is how you DJ. This is how you can listen to 2 songs and how to beat match them and how to put this together with your hands in your ears. And that's all you need. And now the curriculum is developed to incorporate like digital softwares and things like that. Whereas when I started, it was all vinyl and it was really kind of chill. I think I had a hard time
Embracing the digital shift.
No, man, because at that I had no money, so it was very easy for me to just go get a credit card and be like, fuck it, I'm gonna buy a computer, I'm gonna buy a Serato box, and I'm gonna buy all this shit off of Craigslist and hopefully have a setup, because buying records is really expensive. And like, I still buy them, and at that time when I started in 2006 and 7 and 8, I was buying hella records, but the records that I wanted to spend $20-$30 on are not records that I'm gonna be playing in this club at 9:30. In this club at 10:30, or in this restaurant for brunch.
Right.
It's some beat shit that I'm not going to
It's for listening.
You know what I'm saying? And it's for it was for hanging out at home and just being with my buds, listening to some crazy far out early Brain Feeder type stuff from Pooh-Bah. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go and grasp that digital thing, because it's everything you need. I mean, it's limitless.
Would you say, though, like for this tide and era, LA controls the beat scene now over any other state?
No, I don't think that. But I think that we might have been a catalyst movement for a lot of other places to kind of put the kind of time and risk and gamble it is to put on these kind of nights, because it is very experimental and new. And so folks see it out here working, and they have it in their head like, yo, we could do this at home. So I don't think it's like we're ruling it, but I definitely think that we definitely initiated some kind of spark out here. And I don't mean we, like I mean, I don't make beats and shit.
Angelina.
Yeah, I just mean like, yes, folks out here in Southern Cali, and a lot of folks move here and they migrate here to be a part of this. It's a community. And that's another reason why I think it's developing so nicely, is this is a big ass family of people who make music, who want to see other musicians be successful making the same kind of music, because it's like, if this guy wins, then we're all winning. And I think that being out here and being a part of that kind of network is, it can lift you up, and it can definitely keep you rising in this scene or whatever.
Well, it was amazing to watch where like Sound Lessons by Garth Trinidad and Jay Logic were putting out events, and then all of a sudden Inca, who I met you through, were putting out events, and then all of a sudden Low End Theory hits.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, good Lord, dude, genius, 18 and over.
Yeah.
And then not only that, it became the beat scene. They were featuring
Yeah.
Ableton and MIDI controller people. And honestly, how did you feel about the MIDI controller scene coming in? Because a lot of DJs were threatened, were like, oh, they're not mixing music. Yeah, but they're live remixing.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you feel about that scene?
I think I've gone through like ups and downs with maybe acknowledging and respecting it. I've definitely lost gigs to things and where I'm just like, these
Correct.
motherfuckers. But at the same time, it's a tool, you know? And that's the thing. It's like vinyl or Serato, and it's like, man, it's all a tool. MIDI controller, Serato, it's a tool, you know? It's like, how are you going to use it? I don't, you know, I have things about it that I don't like, but when I go to your show, it's not, you're not playing to this guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're playing to these people and they don't give a fuck.
Right.
So do what works, you know, like do whatever. If that works for you, then that's great. And if you know, if you have your keyboard out and you're playing on your keyboard and you're jumping and you're on beat and your levels don't, I'm good, you know, you get a pass, man. Shit happens. But also too, it's like I'm more of just know the history, man. Just if you're calling yourself a DJ and you want to run out there on your controller and you don't know who Cut Chemist is or you don't own a fucking record, then I have no respect for you. So
Right.
You might rock the party and that's really dope and you get your money, do what you got to do, but you know, I'm not trying to check it out, you know. I guess, you know, like I don't mean to be a dick, but that's like if you don't do your knowledge or know your history, you don't have respect for this shit and you're running around cashing checks and taking jobs from people who this is their thing, man, you know, and you just kind of come in, have fun for a few months,
And then you're donezo.
and then you're done, man. And then, you know, you're not working hard, man. The shit sinks it for you, you know.
Ironically,
What happens when your aux cable breaks at the club? What the fuck are you gonna do, man? What if the club has
you just
no...
fucking panic and put in that CD.
You're just gonna, you know, what if they don't have a CD? What if you're at the club and all the dude has is, this is what they got? What if your manager sucks so bad that he wasn't able to find out what they have at the club, and then you're stuck and you have to rock some Serato shit or you have to do something, you're asked out. I could show up, like me personally, I could show up anywhere and do anything. I could rock CDJs, Serato, vinyl, 45s. And that's something that doesn't pay a whole lot. Like, nobody gives a shit. But, like, I'll never be the type to be at a club and be like, I don't know what to do.
So
I have no idea.
So in the end, as a nightlife enthusiast and entertainer, do you still stand by learn DJing with vinyl, or is it okay to go the digital route?
See, that's the thing. Like, I guess
It's a big debate.
I guess it just depends on what your long-term focus is. Obviously, it would be best for you to learn how to use vinyl if that's what you want to do. You know, if you want to learn to be, even if you want to go and be a Serato DJ, I would still suggest learning on vinyl to get your ear and your maneuvers and your physical movements down, because it's all the same. And the only thing that changes is you pull in records instead of looking at your computer. But all the physical, everything is the exact
Attributes
same.
are the same, right?
You know? And I think it doesn't do anything but make you a better DJ to learn on vinyl. And if you want to be a badass, then you should just fuck with 45s for a few years. I can't even do it, man. Like, I am not even that guy. There's some crazy DJs out there who can just kill it on 45. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get really awesome 45s and then not be a bad mixer, whereas some of these dudes are just
blend.
like, dude, yeah, some of these guys are just so tight. You know, DJ Ghost is one of them. He's a badass from France. He's out here now, and they're killing it, man. I can't even front. Like, I would like to say that I'm like the illest, but I can't. No way, dude. Not even the Blazing 45s party I used to ask Danny to put me on first, because I'd be like, there's no way, dude. This is way hard. And I think developing that digital thing and going away from vinyl distracts you and makes you a lazy DJ. And that's where I'm like living in that kind of realm right now, where I'm so comfortable with just pulling the computer out at gigs.
And it's a battle for you because you come from the analog.
You know, I mean, yeah, but not for long. I wasn't stuck in analog for very long. I'm talking a few months before I made the jump. I mean, I still like that's the thing when I still bring like a bag of records to everything, and
Just in case?
And I've had things happen where my computer shuts down, the hard drive freezes, locks Serato, party stops. You know what I'm saying? And then I was like, oh shit, pull the wax out, be prepared or whatever. But yeah, I think being on Serato and developing the kind of like lazy techniques, it's no bueno.
I don't know if I'd call it lazy, because if you're entertaining the crowd and you have hella selection.
I guess so. I mean, yeah, I guess so. I think maybe it's just like, we're our own worst critics. And like, even though we are playing to this big room in our heads, this is just me. I can't speak for everybody, but I notice the people that I'm noticing are the other DJs in the room. And so I get all fucking like, oh, who did I see earlier? So-and-so is here. This guy's here. I can't fuck up.
I can't be too commercial either, even though the ass is shaking over there, right?
I don't want. Do I play Juvenile right now? I don't know. I'm gonna do it anyway.
But if they approve the blend, if it's a clean blend, then it's like
good.
you get salvaged.
That's the thing, yeah, man. Like we just got to remember that it's not about being cool for the homies, it's about these folks that are here. And that's the thing too, like MIDI controller, this or that. Really, man, like if the person who paid $20 who wasn't on the guest list, who, you know what I'm saying, got a babysitter, goes to this party and loses their shit and has a good time, that's all that matters. Like I can't really front,
Did you have to go through that tough phase where it's like art, but it's really about them on the dance floor? Do you have to go through that battle?
I don't know. I think it just depends on the kind of gigs that you pick up. Sometimes you might have, like your catering gigs where you're who you're playing for, so you just kind of play it for them, and get your money and go home. And then there's gigs where you're like, oh, I get to play some shit. Like I'm gonna sit down and prepare a crazy, crazy set for these folks. Things that you're super excited for.
Is it
things you cancel regular work for to go do this fun thing, like
right?
I think it just varies in the kind of gigs you get.
Is it a part of like neurosis and you get dopamine in your brain when you experiment and fucking actually crush the crowd? Is that better than, I hate to use this, when we interviewed Cassie from Dash and Power, she said, emceeing, killing the crowd is better than sex. But is that comparable to like, to foodies, it's like the great meal. To DJs, like if you actually kill, is it better to kill to underground music, or is it better to kill to like dance hits?
Oh, I don't know. I guess.
Or is it different?
I guess
two different goods.
I guess that's like a different feeling too. It's like when someone takes you out to a restaurant and you don't pay, or when you cook a bomb meal at home. So I don't know. I think you get kind of good joy from both, but I would say whatever amasses the biggest reaction, like whatever. I mean, I loved playing Afro Funky. I love certain gigs here in LA where you play some shit and like people
will just vibe to it.
Yeah,
nonstop.
That's great. Like Mark DeClivelow's church event is like, that's another one.
Still going strong.
Yeah, that's for Sunday. And then that shit is awesome, and then you might play some, it's not my favorite, but like some ratchet whatever, and just see people like off of work, not at work, losing their, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's fun too. I don't know. It's if people have a good time, I guess that's what counts. Sometimes I'll get on the mic and I'll be like, who has a babysitter? And you'll see like these 10 dudes like, I do. And I'm like, go dads, like.
Don't forget to Uber and vomit on the fucking.
I love to always, I always play some really catchy last song, and then I like to drive safe, like Uber that shit. Hang out with me for an hour and we'll eat hot dogs or whatever. People lose. Yeah, man, it's crazy on Fridays.
So like,
no matter how old people get, man, I swear people just have a beer and they lose their cool.
Well, I'm turning 40 this year.
I feel like you would know how to drink by the time you're 40, but I don't know.
I get slushy sometimes.
Sometimes
it's just the third world fucking ape in me, man.
Yeah, you just lose it. Or what kind of drunk are you? I mean, what happens? Do you
Happy
talk
drunk.
a lot? Oh, that's good, man. That's great.
But with chicks, maybe like grab assy, and then apologetic, and then I explain, and then I get literal, and then fictional, and then I try to win the conversation again.
Oh, how's that working?
I'm still single.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's it's a whole different conversation, but it's the whole, oh, you're a different Asian guy appeal thing.
Oh man.
Oh, you use a ton of Joe.
Oh, that's good that you're a happy type though, man. I like the jealous guys. Don't talk to my girl. Or some shit.
Right,
know?
then don't have an attractive looking girl, dude.
I love
Date a
also-
busted ass bitch.
I love when dudes are like trying to fight at the club. I love it. I don't like the actual physical altercation. I just love like the words that happen and then the reasons that
Then it's like a bad reality
I'm just
show
sitting
live.
there and I'm just like, man, and I'm thinking about all the amazing things humans do, and I'm like, this could be that guy who invented this thing, and he's just a drunk, and he's just silly. Look at these crazy folks.
Well, it's like with Gaslamp Killer.
Every Friday, crazy. What happened?
Like, his name, it's
Oh.
like a double entendre. It's like, he would kill the gas lamp because he'd play such dope sets. But when promoters would hire him, and it would be a bunch of fucking bros that want him to play like, no disrespect to Pharrell, he's like, but
Yeah.
they just want like good jig,
Yeah.
and he would be terrifying.
Oh yeah. See, I heard both too. Yeah, I heard that he had developed the name from like smashing it and like just destroying a dance floor or whatever, and then I heard that he used to just like kill the vibe.
Right, like ruin it. Like
Yeah.
when he opened up for Coachella for Drake. Like,
I didn't even know he did that.
dude, all the Drake fans were like, dude, you're a monster. You're terrible.
On the same stage?
Yeah, he was literally the act before.
Oh wow.
Like, he's kind of like the setup DJ.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
He had a huge band too. I have a lot of respect for that dude, man. He probably could have took that check and did a one-man show and called it a day, but he brought in like 30 people and took a risk, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's fucking awesome.
He also made this statement. I don't know how you feel about this. He goes, I love playing music on records that are TR-808 drum beats, but I can't fuck with it to touch and produce. Are you over the whole 808, TR-808 mania?
Oh, I don't know. I guess like cuz I don't make anything, I
But for
just play
playing.
it. Yeah, I mean if it works. I'm more so like, does it work? Will this shit work? Because yeah, Will's record is very opposite a lot of the things that he does in his sets, and so I can kind of get that. It's like if you cook all day, you're not coming home and cooking, So if you're
Right.
playing some crazy shit everywhere you go all the time when you're at home or in your world, you're probably not thinking like that. You might want to be the farthest left of whatever is right in your whatever. It's not dead for me. I love bass and boom and boom bap, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Shit sounds good. Like house music, man. I like a lot of house music, which is a new thing. So it took a long time for me to be like, oh, I dig this.
Ironically, like cats like Chalk and DJ Spinna
Yeah.
and even DJ A-Ski, it's amazing to me to watch these guys be so boom bap, but they'll just be as hardcore about it when it comes to like dope house.
Oh yeah, man.
Two different ears.
Yeah, Black Carlos
Black Carlos, exactly.
got an alias for it and everything.
You
Mr.
know?
Chalk.
It's interesting. I wanted to ask you this because we had a class together, and you had made this profound statement where you said, this generation, they're just big into R&B.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what did you exactly mean by that?
I think they like this singy. It's that Drake emo, man. I think cats are they come from a different. They don't have to be as hard. You know what I'm saying? It's to be widely accepted. It's cool to be a little bit like genuine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, play some sappy sing along. But shit, Pony came out in '96. That's almost 20 years old. That shit goes so hard.
In any
Still
club, strip clubs.
At midnight, everywhere. And I feel like it's because a lot of these younger cats are, are remixing all this shit and then exposing it to their generation. Like, I remember this because their parents were the ones listening to 92.3,
Right.
as opposed to maybe
Trying
a
to
little
date
bit
rape
older,
their moms.
and then maybe a little bit older they were listening to K-Earth or Star and KLOS, where a lot of folks making music who are 18, 19 right now have been listening to Power their whole life. So they're singing along and remixing all the shit that they were listening to when they were like 8, 9, 10. And it's trippy to me sometimes when I hear things and I'm like, wow, this works. I love it. Okay, stolen. I'm taking that shit. Like, all right, let's play it out.
I'm barely shaking off the saltiness to the younger generation. What I mean, like 27 and under.
Mm-hmm. I barely made the
cut. These guys, man, they're all under 25, dude.
nice. You guys, dang, they're doing all this work, and you're just like,
Bad
I
mouthing.
don't like these young folk.
Bad mouthing their musical taste and shit. No. I mean, Nick, you're a classic rock guy. You know, we've had our talks, and Blake is just Blake. Just doing our thing. But the thing is, I ask every musical person this question because we're also kind of putting together a pseudo doc for the same question.
Cool.
I feel like because everything is digital and the acclamation and the accolades are there right away, whether it be like 100 likes, they get 1,000 plays on SoundCloud by producing an instrumental or a remix. The art of emceeing or talking about the pain is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because you're a little bit between, or you're in the median of the cluster of the 38 and up and 18 to 25. Why do you think people aren't talking about the pain anymore as much? Why do you think MCs don't have that intangible grasp of pain?
I think because it doesn't get any listens.
Why is that?
Because folks don't want to. It's the same reason they don't want to watch the news. They don't want to escape a reality to revisit reality. You know what I'm saying? They're not trying to turn off their homework or their girlfriend's nagging or their fucking shitty boss to go then listen to this dude on record talking about the same shit that he's going through. He's going to try to maybe escape. So maybe it's just people not wanting to face reality, man. You know, and
it's a good point.
And it's not to say that there's not folks out there making that kind of conscious music, because there are. But I feel like it's the reason why backpack shit's not around anymore.
Yeah,
it's the reason why pop music is the way that pop music is. I just want to party, man. You're talking all this really serious fucking life stuff, and I'm just out here to fucking have a drink. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to maybe watch someone twerk. I want to.
Yeah, well, I think we all do want to watch someone twerk. So that's,
you know what I'm saying? I don't want to watch. You know, I'm not trying to be sad in the club. Talk about my woes.
Did you ever watch that series Entourage?
I did.
You know, I think the significance of that show, where with The Sopranos, is all about Dart.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get this done or I'll kill you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then here comes Entourage. You know, Curb Your Enthusiasm had a little bit of cynicism behind it, but funny. But Entourage was like exactly what you're saying. Like, dude, I just want to have a good time. Dude.
I just want to have a good time.
I just want to fuck some girls, get drunk, spend my money, save some money.
You know, I just want to leave the house and not be sad. Like, I'm not trying to listen to Talib's, you know, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like no disrespect, obviously.
No, we're lovers of...
Is the man, like, he's the best.
Did you hear that, Talib?
I'm just saying that people...
I'll edit it out to where you're just talking shit about Talib Kweli and send it to him.
So like, but that's it, man. I'm just saying, like, people, like, if you go in and you play Get By, there might be like a few people will be like, oh hell yeah, but I promise you, at a majority, you know, at a majority of places, not specific parties people promote, but at majority of other kind of let's go and have some drinks, like, they don't want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're trying to hear Too Short or Tyga or Kid Ink or
anyone R&B right now.
They're not even trying to hear the new Kendrick. Kendrick's too deep for these motherfuckers.
Yeah,
That's too much,
right.
man. They don't even want to. You barely play King Kunta and get a reaction unless you play it. I'm just of course, I'm just specifically talking about my experience at my residency.
Right.
I'm not saying this in like a big, wide, you know, spectrum. But
on the video episode, we'll put like a warning label. Like, not talking bad about fucking...
See, I try not to be like, I don't want to ever like be like the dude who's like just making blanket
statements.
Yeah, you know, like, I'm gonna try to make it as clear as possible.
Oh, Sean, but you're here because we're hardcore snob heads too, though.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
so,
you have to admit that.
You know, but I would love to be able to play, you know, some conscious shit and people be like, that's important. I'm going to go home, do my paper. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, make
That's
them be
right.
like, what am I doing with my time? They don't want to think, man. Folks don't want to go out and think.
I know it's funny that you just said this brilliantly. So you're going back to school.
I am.
You're back at school.
I am back at school. I've pretty much been on and off since a long time. And then I think about right when I had that class with you, I've been steadily at least keep going. I just finished at PCC.
Yeah, this is my last class because
Dude.
I have a degree in
yeah.
fucking marketing and art from CSUN. But I just
Oh,
want to do
tight.
something. You know, I got my board op license, I got my audio radio production certificate,
Yeah.
but now it's just the broadcast journalism. How the fuck do you do it with the family, bro?
Oh man, I'll let you know. Life is good right now. You know, we're at like this cool.
Stable.
You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Like, who knows, man? Who fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, who's to say some crazy opportunity might not swing her way and then uproot, you know, her being my lady and uproot the family, you know? Because I'm not the type to be like, we're staying here.
Right.
I'm going to be like, if that's what's best for this unit, then let's fucking leave. And then where do I sign up for school? So right now, life is fantastic, and I don't have advice on how to have a lady and a baby and a freelance job and go to school. Don't sleep, I guess. I don't know. Don't sleep a lot. Get 4 hours.
Yeah, 4 to 5 is like the magic
know,
number for me.
I try to get like 4 to 5.
If I have 3, I'm Godzilla. I'm Asian Godzilla.
I just need 4.
I'm a fucking jerk off. Well, I already
Yeah.
am, but I'm a bigger jerk off.
And now I can't even sleep. My body doesn't even let me sleep. My shit is just like, you're up.
Is it the conditioning from having the daughter? Attractive
Maybe.
daughter. Very cute daughter, by the way,
Thank you,
man.
Thank you. She is a delight. She's actually homesick with my mom, who came to help me out so I could come and do this. So,
Oh. Is your wife, and obviously it would affect your daughter, is she mixed?
she is Filipino Spanish. She is my girlfriend for
Oh,
sure.
girlfriend. Okay.
But everything but the paperwork. So
You don't need that, bro.
it's all good.
You don't, bro.
I
I'm
love
telling
her.
you.
I love her regardless of the title. So
I'll tell you, man. If you find a chick that's willing to deal with your art,
yeah,
keep her on lock.
Oh man, she's so supportive. She's good.
Like, I wish I could time machine back the relationship I ruined when I was 26,
Yeah.
because that was like, she was very supportive, but you know, living in the East Coast, it's like you get to meet so many people, and I just cheated on her.
Oh, dude.
I know.
Did you learn anything?
Not till I was like 35.
Okay, but now you got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, good. I
But
can't even laugh with you on that one. I'm just like, tisk, tisk. Well, man, that's good, though, man. You know what? That's the type of shit that helps you grow as a person.
I
you know
guess.
what I'm saying? Well, we'll see, right?
my FICA score's higher now.
Hey, dude, well, take care of that credit, bud. You know what I'm saying? What is FICA? I don't even know what that is.
It's your credit score.
Yeah, I was close. I was right.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct.
Yeah, I just bought a car. I should know that shit.
Did you
Fucking-
pay for it all?
No, hell no, man.
Oh,
I'm going to
okay.
be in debt for a while. And I got the school debt, too. So I'm just trying to catch up with the rest of the responsible folks and get this debt cracking. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's better at 29 than 39.
So you know, I trip out a lot because I fucking wish that when I was 18 that somebody would have broken through that wall and just been like, dude, just stick it out. You know what I'm saying? Just finish this dumb bullshit until you're 22. Just work until you're 22, because it is so much harder to go back to school after life hits you, you know, in your
Right.
20s and shit. Oof.
Like, even when we, four out of 5 of us here had the same class.
Yeah.
And that was a pain in the ass. And that was an easy class.
Oh, it was the easiest class. Shouts to Shepo.
With this Diet Coke drinking, Coke Zero,
I dig it, man.
addicted,
I love it.
happy ass.
Dude,
Good dude.
If you can go to work at a junior college and have to and teach the beginning TV class to scores of people and be happy after years, let's read that book, because some of the kids, man, they're just assholes. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think I was cool to a teacher until I was like 24.
Well, because you were probably rebelling
Yeah, I guess.
of being in an institution that's
Just-
telling you to learn.
Yeah.
Sit down in a fucking desk.
I want to go listen to music, bud.
Right. Or if I can just be me, be artsy,
Yeah, right.
you know? But, you know, has your listening habits and your musical habits changed now that you have a daughter? Or do you just, okay, now I have to discipline myself in a lot of time?
I think I do most of the listening in the car. Just throw whatever's sent to the inbox on the phone and then pop it in the whip, and that's how I listen to most of the stuff. Things I have to listen to specific albums over and over and over and over again according to what my daughter wants to listen to. So right now she's stuck. It's her taste though is tight. She's got good taste, so she
Like, what does she listen to?
she gets stuck on specific songs, not so much albums. So except right now she's stuck on this Feist Metals album, which is some very
Good
kind
for
of-
you. Feist.
Yeah, that's a great album. It's
Great
very-
artist.
Yeah, she's tight. And then she liked Backseat Freestyle from Kendrick, but I can only play the clean version. And she only liked the beginning loop. The ring ding ding. So I would literally be in the whip like driving.
That's hard,
and then,
dude.
like just re-looping the shit like over and over and over. And she'd just be in the back like having her days. And then she likes this Major Lazer song called Get Free, featuring this girl Amber from Dirty Projectors. It's kind of reggae vibes, not very.
Any of this coming from mom's influence too? Is your mom? Is her mom?
Yeah, her
a
mom.
co-
I
like-
think that's what kind of helped propel the relationship is that we're both kind of into music. I am obviously,
The scene.
but she is, you know, and that's the thing is I never seen her. You know what I'm saying? I never seen her mom like in the same social functions. 'Cause
Right.
That's just one of my rules, you know. And then so when she came across, and she ended up knowing a lot of people, but she wasn't like a I'm gonna go out all the time type. And yeah, she has fucking great taste. She
Yeah,
put me up on a lot of game.
It's bad when you date people in the same social, you know, scene because it's like, oh, Charles, he's a premature ejaculator.
Yeah, see,
You know,
and then you
fuck
get
him. You know, fuck him and his old Asian ass. Diabetes and his excuse.
Oh man.
You know, gets huggy when he's drunk. You know,
Aw.
that's the worst.
and grab a. Oh yeah, because they put your business out there.
They'll Instagram you like
See, that's
the amount of time they timed you in bed and be like, oh, you lasted 3 minutes.
that's what I was. That's the thing, you know. I didn't want to, and then I didn't want any of my business out there, and then I don't want to hear any business of yours either. So I thought it was just a coincidence that she happened to know a lot of the same folks, but I'd never seen her in like 6 years of going out, and I used to go out a lot. Like a lot. I used to go out a lot.
I've been very disciplined. I try not. I mean, I wanted to make it out to the do-over
Yeah.
when
that
Sango and Kaytranada.
Oof.
That must have been destruction there.
Yeah, that was intense. Kaytranada showed up, and I think, more than anything, he just brought energy with him because he didn't play. So he was just hanging out. And then Sango did his thing, man. It was really kind of interesting because, Sango, and here's the thing, man, controller. Ableton controller. He's a producer. He makes his own things. One thing I didn't say earlier that I think I should touch on is that the MIDI controller aspect I think is great because it gives producers the opportunity to perform as opposed to like people who use it just to DJ who don't make their own music or are just kind of lazy and shit. So using the controller to perform your own beats and like remix your own shit live, super tight. Like use what you have at your disposal to bring yourself out there, and he showed up, controller, and he fucking smashed it first time there, Sango, like professional, showed up early, brought his own shit, didn't ask anybody for anything, and just did his thing. The bass kept going out. I don't know if that was a thing or if that was a club thing, but
Right.
it kept popping, like we were touching buttons together trying to figure shit out, and it kept coming back in on the one, and everyone would just be like, oh, and so like nobody knows
Organically
but
just-
me and him are sweating like, why the fuck is his bass not working in his joints? Like, that was cool, man. He killed. That's a fun party. I recommend if you're in they're all over, so wherever you listen to this, just go to theduover.net and go to one because it's always just, it might be packed like elbow to elbow, but you're not going to get that kind of experience anywhere.
I have a theory.
It's fun.
And I want to pick your brain about it.
Okay.
If Low End Theory wasn't 18 and over, I don't think it would blow up.
Ooh, I don't know. I think that's like a
or blow up as fast.
yeah. I don't know. I think what helps maybe build hype is hype. So all of a sudden, you know, when you have that ability to be 18 and over, and you have all these kids who have to get to shows early because they have to be home at midnight or whatever, you know. So all of a sudden, you know, when you announce a lineup for your club, and then you show up to the club for sound check at 7, and you see a stupid ass line at 7:30 to enter your club, and you take pictures of this, and then there's other kids taking pictures of this,
which
and
is
it just helps.
The virility of it.
And that's the other thing, and I think that's what helped too. And I definitely think that if Lowen wasn't 18 and over, it might, I don't know the level of things blowing up, I don't know, but I know that it helped. And I can't say that. I don't know if it wasn't a determining. But fuck yeah, it's crazy when you go in there, because now you feel. I used to go there and feel old, and now I'm just like, whoa.
I just observe.
Yeah, I just stay in the back. It's the best. If you're over a certain age, just don't even try to go to the fucking front like a cool guy. Save your ears. Stand to the back and let all the just step on each other. There's no etiquette either there, which I don't like at all.
No, not at all.
There's no club etiquette. Even drunk, sloppy people have a little bit of etiquette. Kids there and like little girls who pull other girls with them and step on. That shit needs to stop, man. Everyone should do their part and say, friends don't let friends step on strangers' shoes and spill their drinks.
Yeah, they literally will just step on. Like
it's fucked up.
Even at before the Blue Monkey closed, Escapisms. But even before they closed, I almost feel like people will just dance and just step on other people's fucking shit.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
See, here's another thing. I don't even care if they're dancing.
As a DJ.
Yeah, fuck it, dance. You're supposed to be on the dance floor dancing, dude. But it's fucked up, right? Because if I'm trying to maneuver through you and you're stepping on my shit and I'm not dancing, I'm going to be mad at you. It's such a... my girlfriend does have patience, man, because my fucking head is all over the place. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, because if I'm DJing, obviously I want to see you dancing. Like, I'm not tripping on that guy's Jordan 4s. Don't wear fucking Jordan 4s to the club.
No, you shouldn't. You really shouldn't, dude.
Let's exercise.
Don't wear Pro Wings from Payless either, but, you know.
Yeah, find that little... I like Vans and Chucks. Get you stepped on. They're
always
supposed to be
good.
dirty. It adds character. If you got somebody...
With clean Chucks?
Yeah, I don't know, dog.
Fucking whack.
And
dude.
then they're not, like, out the box. They're like, and he's like, oh, I've had these for months. You might have to...
No, that's your 90210 Beverly Hills fucking Chucks.
You might have to cut that dude because he ain't trustworthy. Can't have clean Chucks after 2 weeks, dog. Come on, dog.
Well, you know what's amazing about Low End is to have Erykah Badu, Prince actually attended.
That's a funny story. I know that story. I'll let you finish. And I'll tell
please
you about that.
enlighten the listening and viewing audience about that.
I like so my buddy, his name. He's one of the resident DJs there, and so I asked him about it the next morning. I was like, "Hey, dog, did Prince show up?" And he goes, "Dog, the purple one. He had to use the bathroom. He used it, and then he got the fuck out of there." And so everyone was like, "But that's what I'm talking about with kids and media, and like it's just about perspective. Like you don't see that Prince went into the airliner and took a piss. You see, Prince went to the fucking Low-End Theory."
Drove to East Los.
Yeah. Prince was somehow
on Broadway.
You know what I'm saying? On Broadway in 26. And he was fucking checking out Low End. But yeah, Badu, Tom York playing there. This shit is crazy, man. This is what I'm saying. Like, regardless if it was 18 and over, the pure talent that they've had up in there is fucking bananas. And
Tyler, the Creator.
Dude,
shutting that shit down.
Shut it down. And they didn't announce it, and that was a whole thing too. That was a whole fucking thing that they had to go through to make that happen, and then to have to deal with everything after that.
That's awesome.
I just know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, fuck, that's crazy. And that one thing changed a whole lot about how that club was run. It was that experience.
I can imagine.
About how they book people, how they announce people, how they go about handling things. It helps you grow as a club, you know?
Where can people get a hold of you, and what events do you have?
Plug 12. So now it's plug time. I I host a radio show here in Los Angeles. It's on 90.7 FM KPFK.
Revered in the underground.
You know, and there's a lot of people who've had shows on there for a long time. We are actually coming up on our 7th year. We've had over 320 episodes, and we do 2 to 4 a.m. Early Saturday morning. And you can stream that on kpfk.org 24 hours a day. But if you want to catch all the archived episodes, all the special mixes, exclusive shit people give to the show, you got to hit soundwavesradio.com. And I want to shout out, sorry, man, I got like the yawns real quick.
No, it's all good, man.
I want to shout out my man Val the Vandal, Frank For Real, and our homegirl DJ Panamami, who
She changed her name, right?
Yes, DJ Francesca Harding.
Wow.
Yes, and you know, and this is the thing,
She's
man.
an Afro-Latin chick with braids. I would have never pictured that
Francesca
name.
Harding.
Yes.
She is a phenomenal. She's phenomenal, man. She's got taste, and she helps a whole lot on the show, as do the other individuals. It's because it was so late, man. I had to bring some folks on, and I needed a break here and there. You know what I'm saying? I also do a radio show on dublab.com. It's called The Treehouse. And I just play all sorts of stony things and bring in guests, and they do the same. And that's dublab.com/SEANO. Every Friday I'm at the Shortstop with DJ Expo. So any of the club things I was referring to today is because of
The
my
experience.
and I love it. I love the Shortstop, man. That is an interesting place to work, especially on Dodger nights. And we're also undefeated when we have our night. So if you want the Dodgers to win, you best come and celebrate with us. And what else do I do? Oh, man.
Devil's Pie?
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah. I'm just kidding. Fat trick, I didn't forget. I do Devil's Pie. It's a monthly soul event. We curate events, and we kind of do tributes and pay respects to certain periods in music and artists and producers. Our last one featured the Legions of Boom release party, which was for a book written by Oliver Wang that is documenting the Filipino mobile DJ scene from the 80s into early 90s in the Bay Area, which is a huge fucking deal because DJs like Mixmaster Mike, D-Style, Shortcut, Qbert, they all developed from crews like this. And not to say that Los Angeles hasn't had an equally, impressive or monumental, legendary DJ scene, mobile DJ scene.
We got the Beat Junkies.
You got the Junkies. You got all the crews coming out of Cerritos and Corona and all the folks over there. And I asked Oliver, I was like, so what's up with the next book? And he was like, he just kind of looked like, man, I haven't even started, and I could see wheels working in his head. So I don't know, there might be another little story.
I'm supposed to hit up Azia from Fusicology.
Yes, she helps promote all the Devil's Pie and Shortstop events, so we are grateful for Miss Azia.
She's another integral part to the LA Underground.
Yeah, she helped me get into some house music too, man. I gotta actually acknowledge that. She gave me a whole bunch of really dope shit that helped lead me into this new direction.
I saw her in downtown with E. Reese, and I know we're supposed to rap, but I saw her in downtown with E. Reese, and she wanted to produce a documentary together regarding Filipino DJs.
Oh yeah, right on. She should talk to Oliver. Boom. Planting seeds right here.
But it's a case of I'd rather Oliver do his thing since he's already gotten the ball started.
Oh yeah, man, he's doing it too. Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much, man.
Yeah,
it's been great fucking chatting with you.
Yeah, how long was it?
48.
I love how you just fucking went right in it with no introduction or anything. That's how you should do it. I'm going to steal that.
No, that's satellite
tight.
radio training.
No, that was great, man.
You don't do la-di-da, ti-di-di-di-da.
No, you just go.
Boogie boom.
Do you do that? Do you do all that later? Do you cut like an intro later? Or
depending. If I feel like it's worth it.
Yeah.
But for the most part, if it's aired on Sirius or Track Life, I do a 30-second Mark Maron type thing.
Yeah.
Maybe a minute.
Oh,
but if it's on TV, that Sirius Satellite Radio, I'll give them so much props. They said, keep it as organic as possible.
Yeah.
Keep it natural. When they walk in, boom, you're talking.
Yeah, that's great.
Because the intro, and I know a lot of hip-hop people will destroy me for this, but a lot of hip-hop conversational DJs will mostly in the top 40 scene though, will just praise and praise and praise, and it becomes ass kissy.
Mm-hmm.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible. Just find the human aspect in them and give them props by letting them dictate
Yeah.
the conversation.
Yeah. No, I dug that, man. I'm gonna steal that.
No,
'Cause
it's
I'm
all
always-
sharing.
I'm always watching interviews and doing because we do very similar lines of work.
I
you know?
interviewed Frank and Derek when they put out the New Orleans Brass
Oh
Mix.
yeah, Frank is fun.
Dude, he stepped back.
Yeah,
Because
Derek
Derek was like, and then she was on her period, so we really argued. We didn't get along.
Oh yeah, I think Frank because I think Derek, he's been all those times, and I think
Frank knew to step back, and that's
Yeah.
radio shit.
yeah, Frank is the man, dude. That's why we pulled him on Soundwaves. He produces. He does Soundwaves.
I like that
Just
concept.
radio is fun, man. Just booking people, talking shit.
If it's done in its true course, it's the best.
Yeah.
It's the fucking best. Like Chalk and I went on for an hour 20, but we had to edit it for viewership.
Yeah, he's got stories, man. That was my teacher. I always try to drop that dude's name in an interview.
And he's so verbose,
Yeah.
nonstop.
Yeah.
He always has some input. What I know, you got to cut too, because
Yeah, let's get going. Thank you, man. That was great. I'm going to
Man.
work on keeping my mouth shut when I'm not talking, because whenever I watch video, I'm always like this.
or someone will Photoshop a dick in your mouth, dude. Because of
I
these
got to
kids,
shut
dude.
my mouth.
Or they'll put a meme. They'll find a way to put in a quote in
Yeah.
between your mouth.
I gotta-
I'm waiting for it.
Oh, I
Like they'll make me look like Genghis Khan.
I don't want any cartoon dicks in or around my mouth.
or worse yet, ebony porn black dicks.
I don't.
There's no room.
They're all the same to me.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Have you seen Justin Slayer? He looks painful.
Who's that?
He's a guy who wears sunglasses when he fucks chicks. Have you seen Mr. Marcus?
Does he make those porno things?
Yeah, quite
Do
a bit.
they make a lot of money?
Black
You know what I
pipe
learned?
layers.
You know what I
Black
learned?
pipe layers.
That's where he's at.
That's the name of the series.
that the-
Black pipe layers.
Is-
How cool is that?
Is that the website?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna Bing that so that my Google history doesn't think that that's the type of shit I want to keep looking at.
Private search.
Oh, you can do that.
On Google, my jack off.
Is there a Google private?
Yes.
So that you can Control N. Wait. So you just open up Control N.
Yeah, this is
So
a private
then-
Google.
And that's a private, so you don't have to just delete your
Yep.
search history forever. You guys are crazy.
Like classic example. If
I wish this was a camera so I could show you all these crazy people.
But here's the thing, like, if you go on Jizz Hut and you want a Latina with a big ass, a Latina with a pretty face, and you multi-tab, it won't keep anything on the cache.
Man, I wish I had time to search.
You should read the
Oh, you can read.
what it tells you before. It's funny.
Oh man, you guys are crazy. Let's talk more about this off air. That's trip.
Mr.
The
Marcus.
internet, this is what I'm talking about. The internet. And then when I'm at a club and I'm watching two dudes try to fight over a girl who's eating a hot dog with someone else, I'm just like, this is crazy. This trips me out.
Last point,
Yes.
Mr. Marcus,
Okay.
buff black dude, always wore a baseball cap,
Just
like
like
Nick,
Mr.
but
Marcus.
Bill forward,
It was dude, and then pipe layers.
black pipe layers,
Okay.
total. I was
That
going to use the
sounds
words
in-
epic.
sounds
It's just
intense.
funny
Epic.
because they're so literal when they're having sex.
Oh goodness.
They'll be like, "Oh man, this feels really good," and have another shoot in 30 minutes. Oh, fuck!
That's crazy. How much money do you make?
How
If
much
you're the
money
guy-
does
if you're-
Cialis
If you're
make?
the guy holding the boom, is that worth going to work every day?
If there was like skin lobs,
Do they get benefits and unions? Is there like there has to be an
Yeah,
adult
they're SAG.
industry union. It's all the same?
yes.
Is
Well,
that-
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay,
I'd be answering.
Because then I would imagine there'd be like films up for the similar awards if they get the same benefits.
But it's terrible because music and porn is going through the same thing with digital and torrent centric stuff. They would be making more money.
Yeah. You know what I found out the other day?
They should do live tours, sex tours.
Like on
what-
buses. I didn't find that out. That's an idea.
Oh,
that
okay.
We can just talk about later. But I didn't know that a lot of the tech companies got a lot of their funding from porn production houses to use updated software or hardware, and that's how a lot of the early Silicon Valley companies got their dough to start their companies.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, this is a whole. I'll use this as.
I
the
don't know if
tease
that's legit.
for the interview.
Yeah, I don't know if that's legit though. I can't tell. The names that are in my head, I don't know if they're the right names, but I know like X and X app, before they did this and got the funding for this, they had made this for this sex company, and this is how it's been happening since the fucking 80s, since IBM. Is companies like that.
There must be like a history how that happened to where now like Japanese people are buying these dolls.
This
that
is
they
what
have sex with.
I'm talking about. Yes, like major advances in software engineering was helped because of the initial investment.
Imagine cleaning those dolls.
No, man, that's why I DJ, dog. I don't want to clean. I don't want to go to an office. You know, I want to maybe read a book in the morning. And
Maybe
like,
even
play
blow
some
up
music.
dolls would be more terrible because at least the $5,000 ones are like fleshy.
So when you're like a buffer and you're off camera, and are you the one also blowing up the dolls?
That would be terrible. No.
So are you holding the boom and blowing up the dolls? This is I'm fascinated.
I
man.
would-
This is like the next interview. We have to go find we should do a joint, and we're just like asking because I'm very interested in who is working the fucking background. You know what I'm saying? Like, and what is this worth it?
Imagine the casting ad on
There's
for
just
PA.
balls bouncing around in
Right.
your face all day. And
Experience.
Are you making like?
2 years DSLR experience and not afraid of big black ebony.
I mean,
balls.
Just if there's these, if you're holding the boom for 4 hours a day, is $300 enough? No.
It'd be embarrassing if you
He
got
says
a boner.
depends. He said depends. That's because I feel like I could just do this.
I would be the, I guess.
$300.
See, I have a torn labrum and rotator cuff, so this
Like if it
position
was
would be too hard.
like if it was on a Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? You're not working. How much?
But
is-
if you have a
how much
cardioid
is
mic
too much.
and you put it in your lap and you just sit down, you could possibly capture. Let's say if they were having. God, dude, where is this going? I
None
know
of
it's a
this is
wrap.
none of this is going in the thing, right? I would like for none of this porno shit to be attached to my name, if possible.
Sure.
Because like right after the plugs, I felt like we were great, and then we entered into blur my face and put a fucking thing on my voice.
See, if we were like at the satellite studios, I would definitely push for this end.
Yeah.
Go.
Do you do both? Do you record at both places?
Yeah, it's. I'm battling something legal right now where I can get back my old Twitter because I have like about 20,000 followers on that one already.
took it.
Well, because it was in my contract.